Good morning, everybody. I'm Vanessa, and I will keep the presentation about the warehouse that my group mates have already started. Can you please? So I brought as the first slide the warehouse purpose, that is helping Kiwis live better every day. And today I'm going to cover the relationship between corporate and functional strategies and how the branding works in the warehouse. And the second topic is two international brand strategies and also two advantages of these international strategies. So the relationship between corporate and functional strategies. Okay. Why is the business strategies important for a company? So I brought on this slide some topics that that show how important is the business strategy. So one of the first reasons is because with the strategies, company can obtain market competitive advantage. The other point is with the strategies, companies can plan to reach future goals that the company has. Other advantage or important point of a business strategy is that, for example, for the warehouse, strategies can help the company to improve day-to-day operation. Also, strategies for the warehouse and for any other company can help to minimize production costs, as well logistic, sales, and also strategies can open the company when they are planning to open a new store around the country or expanding to other countries if it's the case. And there are three levels of strategies that we are all familiar. And on the next slide, I brought here the pyramid. And you have the corporate strategy that is on the top of the pyramid, the business strategy that is in the middle, and at the bottom of the strategy, and in my opinion, because it's the largest one, is one of the most important because it's where things are put in practice. So these are the three levels of the business strategy. So the relationship between corporate and functional strategies. So one thing that's very important is that because these three strategies, they work differently, but they need to be synchronized. So if they try to work independently, they might succeed, but it's going to be harder, and the chances of failing, it's going to be bigger also, because in order to this model works, the three levels, they needed to work synchronized. They needed to communicate. The communication between them needs to be efficient in order to the decisions that are made on the top level, they can arrive to the bottom level, and the company can improve and take advantage of that. So as I told you, corporate level, they are mainly responsible for the big decisions, the broad decisions in the company. For example, expanding to new countries, how much money they are going to direct for marketing department and expansion, and all the budgets numbers are decided on corporate level. Also, the partnerships. If the company wants to enter in a partnership with another company, these kind of decisions are also taken on the corporate level. And the functional level is where these decisions, as I said, they are put in practice. So the decisions that are made on the corporate level by the CEOs, by the CEO, by the board of directors, they are putting action here on the functional level. At the warehouse, examples of a functional level would be the IT, the human resource, the sales team, and the store managers. They are part of the functional level. So as I told you, the decisions are generally made top down, and for them to work, they needed to be communicate between the levels. So, and they are only going to be successful, in my point of view, if they are well communicate, because something that is decided on the top needs to arrive in a practical way to the managers, for example, at the stores. And they need to be collaborative, because even though the corporate level strategy, the guys that are in the office are making the decisions, the ones that are put in practice and they know if can work or how bad, how good or they can work on the shop floor, let's say like that, is like the managers are the best person to say that. So they needed to collaborate, even though the decision comes from the top. If there is any change or any ways that the managers or the marketing department thinks that it's better, it should have this collaboration. Okay, let's change these, or maybe the right approach would be this or that. I brought here one example of the relationship between the corporate and functional level inside the warehouse. The company is aware of the technology, and as my group mates have told before, they are the leading retail company in New Zealand. So one of the strategies that the warehouse is trying to adopt now is that they are increasing the technology. They are trying to become the Kiwi version of the Amazon. The CEO was an interview last month, and he said that they are planning to implement some techniques, some strategies that Amazon and the Alibaba they are already using to become one of the companies that is successful in the online shopping here in New Zealand. So they are trying to expand, like to improve this market that they already have, like with the customers, the loyal customers that already know the brand, is a Kiwi-owned company. So they are planning to increase, expand their online order. The company has this online shop that is, it's not shop, it's like, I don't know how to say that. It's an online, it's the online shop of the company. It's called Click and Collect. It consists that if the orders are made until a certain times in the day, the customer can collect even in the same day or in the following day on the choosing on their choosing store around the country. So they are trying to implement to become more technological and more efficient in this aspect. But in order for that to be a success, they need to count on the functional level, because it is at the functional level that the guys are going to pick these items inside the store, and they are going to pack, and they are going to send the confirmation for the customers that the item is ready for collection. So it's a corporate decision, but it's it depends on the functional level in this case. And here, now it's the second topic, the two strategies, international strategies, and two advantages. So the two international strategies that I suggested, as we all know, the warehouse is a Kiwi-owned company, and I don't think they have intention to expand to other countries. I think their business is, the target market is Kiwi people. But these are my strategies. The first thing is that the warehouse, if they are planning to expand to another country, they need to know the customers. So if they are expanding to Australia, for example, that is one of the most common strategies that Kiwi companies they do at the first step. So even though there are some similarities, they need to know what the Australian people needs and wants to target their market, and also create favorable brand positioning. So as the warehouse is a company that is already trusted for Kiwi people, they can use that to create marketing campaigns and kind of connect the image, the positioning that they have here, and try to create a great brand positioning on the mind of the future market. So they can use this positive image with reviews and connecting with the success that they have here. So these are the two international brand strategies that I suggested for the company. And here are the two advantages that they can have from this international here. Customer loyalty, because the company is already here, they can try to, it is a well established, they have a history here in New Zealand, so this can contribute for the new market, because there is already lots of positive experience related to the company. So the new market, when researching what is warehouse, or they are going to find lots of positive experience from Kiwi customers. And also the bargain, because the warehouse is where everyone can find a bargain. So this is another topic, another point that they can use in the new market. And the second advantage is consistency in brand marketing, and that, in my point of view, is related to what the warehouse offer. We know that they offer, they help the customers to save money. So this is one of the points that a warehouse could invest. Of course, it's the most important thing is not the money. They should invest also in quality, because of course you when you go to the warehouse, you pay for what you get. You don't expect you don't have big expectations depending on how much you are paying for the products. So the consistency, on my point of view, in this topic here is like provide customers with what they offer. That's it. Thank you, guys.
Did your presentation cover the business level strategy as well?
No.
Is somebody else presenting that?
No. Say, I don't know, sorry. Business strategy.
No, I think there is no question. It's only
Yeah,
about
it's
function
just-
level and corporate level strategy.
Yeah, that's it.
Relationship. That's it.
The
No business
topic
level.
is the relationship between corporate and
And
functional.
functional level strategy.
Mhm.
Okay, but based on your knowledge of business, brand equity,
Mm.
can you give us any relationship between your knowledge of brand equity and warehouse?
In my understanding, brand equity is the value that the customers, the value that the company are able to create on the customer's mind. And the question was, what is the relationship between
Brand equity and the company? In other words, how can you describe brand equity from warehouse context? In the context of warehouse, what is their brand equity?
In my point of view, the brand equity is that the warehouse is, they are one of the biggest retail company in the country, and the brand equity is like they want to be trusted by the customers, and you know that when you go to the warehouse, you can always find a bargain, and you can find a big variety of products, and I think that's my version, my point of view of the brand equity.
Okay, good one. As a strategist, because you have worked basically on the strategy, can you tell us one recommendation that you will give to warehouse based on the research you have done?
Yeah, I think we already covered a lot on the other papers, the online marketing that they do, and now I brought here also that they are trying to expand this area on the company, aiming to become the Kiwi version of the Amazon. And I saw that there are lots of efforts that the company is putting on this, like becoming more technological and offering this service in trying to optimize that. But I think there is lots of things that they still need to that they still have to cover. And I've heard lots of bad experience that people have from this service. So I think it's a very good point. It's a very good strategy, this online expansion, because they have to keep competitive, and the market is every day more online. But I think they have still lots of things to improve in this area to arrive to the point that they want to. So my advice would be just keep improving and up to date, training people to arrive to this level that they want.
Let's clap for Vanessa.